It is Never Run Alone. I'm Rien McDonald, joined today by Daddy Kris Farrenkothen, Sherpa Cam Merrick, and welcoming back the Swedish Queen, Sissi Bergman, to chat all things running. Shock. But here we are. Perhaps most notably, Sissi, you're running New York City Marathon this year.
I am.
You
2nd
are?
of November.
Huge. Second major as well, right?
Second major. We are 7 weeks out, which feels a little bit scary and terrifying.
Tokyo was your first, hey?
Tokyo was the first major. Did Sydney last year, but technically it wasn't a major. But yeah, technicalities.
Okay,
I know. But yeah, feeling excited, dealing with a few niggles here and there as we do in every block, a little bit of glute tendinopathy, but we're managing it. We're being smart about the training and pivoting slightly.
God bless the elliptical, right?
Love the elliptical. Love it
Those
so
arms
much.
swinging.
Honestly, get those arms swinging. Me and all the middle-aged moms out there. But no, feeling good. Was kind of gunning for a PB, but at this stage, I just really want to get to the start line feeling my best and just enjoying the day as much as possible rather than trying to hammer each session. But pace is feeling good. Yeah, looking forward to it. Working with Maddie Abel, who is the king of coaching.
King coaches myself, Cam, pseudo Kris, slightly. We're going to unpack all of that and more, but welcome back to the pod. Third time on. I think
Third
second time
on.
in the room. We got your Gold Coast finish line.
Yep.
You and Ash pacing her to her first, so exciting.
did.
You're going to be joined maybe ever so more notably by Eliud Kipchoge and Sifan Hassan in New York. That just got announced. Following ever so lovingly in the footsteps of my good friend Kris and I, who did the Sydney New York double, 24.
They call it the Farrenkothen-MacDonald double.
Yeah.
I mean, it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see if Kipchoge, Hassan, I don't know. That's just a bit too much. McDonald, Farrenkothen. It's just
Got a good ring to
the
it.
same sort of consonants. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Flow.
I'm going to shut up in a moment. But welcome back to Sissi. Welcome back to the boys. Welcome back to all of
R.I.P.
you
Ella.
listening. R.I.P. Ella Budikin.
Working.
But no,
She is here. She's teaching children.
She'll be back. But a big shout out as well to our presenting partner, sponsor, Aid Station.
Bang.
Sissi, have you ever ordered from Aid Station?
I have.
Yeah?
Big fan.
Big fan?
Big fan.
I hear the shipping's really quick.
It's so fast.
The boys always bang
It's
on about
crazy.
it. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
Rapid.
It's great. So shout out to them. We have the code Never Run Alone, 10% off any order. So fuel yourself. Nutrition is the first discipline. So thank you, as always, to Jimmy and Metz for the support there. And before we probably kick off, Boston, we failed to mention it last week, but there is the window to register for that, which closes probably in the next 12 hours from when you're listening to this. So if you're listening to this,
get onto
in
it.
the moment that it's released
Yeah.
and you are under that threshold, get involved.
Even if you don't know if you want to do it, just
Have
apply
a think about
anyways. You know, have the
Do it
option
anyway.
there.
Let it be known that we'll all be there.
It's 130th anniversary, which feels like
Whoa.
Yeah.
Significant.
Yeah, which feels significant.
Wow.
Agreed.
That is big.
Round number.
It's the place to be.
Yeah.
It is.
13, that's my lucky number
Wow.
too.
Marathon
Not that that's
Monday.
exactly what the number is, but it's close.
I was
Yeah.
talking to a gal at work who studied at whatever university is in Boston.
Harvard.
Harvard. She did law there.
That's a big one.
She's
Wow.
a big brain.
I've heard of it.
And yeah, she was like, "Oh, you've like entered the ballot. Amazing! It is the best day in Boston.
Yeah.
You will have the most amazing time. So
Sick.
excited.
It's going to be fun.
gonna be
We're
good.
getting a villa. We're getting a villa.
on the water? Or
Hot singles entered the villa.
It'll be the most boring
Marathon
villa
Island.
ever.
Everyone's in bed
Everyone's
by 8.
in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, just eating pastas.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah.
Exciting stuff. We're going to jump into some questions. Thank you all for the submissions rather. We got Life of Max first up. He wants to know if you could only have one for the rest of your life, would it be coffee before or after your run?
Before.
Before.
Got to get them bowels moving.
Yeah.
Man.
Unanimous before.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
a coffee drinker, so I don't care.
Before.
I'd go the cup of tea after.
Okay.
I also find it's that really nice moment in the morning to yourself. So it's a bit of a ritual
For
before
sure.
you kind of lock in. So personally, before I could
Yeah.
deal with a cup of tea after the run, but before need my coffee.
Yeah, after run, I'm fine to... I feel like I get every drink under the sun. It's orange juice, it's chocolate milk, it's a smoothie, whatever. Whereas before, I just want a coffee. So, yeah, before.
Good
Give me a little
question, though.
caffeine boost.
Love it. Great question as always from Max. Tilly Donks, she wants to know you're running a marathon but can only listen to one song on repeat for the full 42.2 Ks. Now, while you think, obviously, I had a little look at these prepping, I'm going Disturbia by Rihanna on repeat for the full 42.2.
Wow.
It's
2,500.
roughly my marathon pace. It's a
Okay.
3:56 minute song,
There's a
so
bit of strategy there.
slower than what I ran in at the
Okay.
week or a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, it's
So you're
getting me to a
listening
good
that
time.
42 times.
It's getting it to a good time.
Interesting.
I would say I really love, and it's on my marathon or running playlist, is Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters.
Wow.
I feel like it just
big.
gets me in the best mood and just makes me feel like I could fly.
That's what you
I
want.
like it.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
song. A
Wow.
lot of energy.
A lot
Yeah.
of energy.
Man, I'm tossing up between two. One is like helicopter block party. I feel like could get me.
Oh,
That'll get me going.
Yep.
Banging tune.
Or it'd be some kind of like EDM, like whether it's, I don't know, Embraced by Panau, that has a bit of a like driving me there for a while, or maybe like Avicii Levels, just go to the goat.
Yeah.
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 Hands in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it. But it's just like something you got to be able to listen to 30 times
30
in a row.
times,
Yep.
literally.
Yeah, I'm already regretting Disturbia, but
Yeah.
yeah, the first few
I'm-
times will be banging.
I'm scared for you.
Yeah. Anyway.
Bum, beat
Yeah, I'll wait for everyone around you.
Very much so. What you got, Chris? You're the king of music. You should know.
So this speaks a lot to where my children listen to at the moment.
Wiggles.
The first thing that came to mind was the Venga bus.
Okay.
Da, 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 da.
Da.
Swedish.
And then I was like, that's insane. I could not listen to that for 42 kilometers. What Went Down by Falls.
Ooh,
Wow,
Such a good
okay.
track. That is a great track.
Yeah.
Euphoric.
Okay, interesting.
Just very good.
Just
All
imagine being
very
like, hey
different
now,
answers.
hey now. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one would get you out of the pain cave. I think Vengabus would put you in it.
Yeah.
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 That would be
You
a
think
noisy
you'd
run.
like finish and you'd be like mentally like gone through torture. for
Need
like
to
3
go and
hours.
sit in a room and just stare at a wall for a little
Exactly.
bit.
Nice, good question, Tills.
Great stuff.
I like
Ash
it.
Wiseman, she's been on. If you could only have one gel brand flavor for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, I feel like we've.
I feel like we might have done this on.
That's all right. Pure, probably lemon lime, a mango or something like that.
Precision fuel and hydration. One flavor. I like these one flavor operators. None
It's
of
like,
this.
here's my no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it or leave it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think lemon lime. Well, there's a couple of times where I pulled out the raspberry run in the marathon and I didn't want to take it, so I put it back. But then I eventually had to take it. So yeah, your one
That was the
flavor.
one-
Maybe just that's the move.
That was the one I gave you when you were like, I'm out of gels, and I was like, here's one I prepared earlier, brother. This is the break in case of emergency gel. Here it is at 35. Yeah.
I'm a lemon lime
Yeah.
myself.
and this is I need to steer away from them because I don't know how much I'm enjoying them at the moment, but it is the goo gels. I want to experiment with some other gels just because goo is sometimes a little bit difficult on the stomach, but their caramel macchiato, I know it sounds really random, but it's
I hate
basically
that
just like a
so much.
I
Sounds
know,
rich.
I know, but
What?
like it is so rich, but like I think it's just because it tastes like a coffee. So like when I'm out running, it's like having a little mid
Oh,
run
espresso
coffee.
treaty.
Yeah, literally.
Seriously.
Yeah, controversial, I know, but
Yeah.
that is mine. I'm not
before
really
or
like an
after?
orange
During the run?
juice kind of lemon limey person. I like
Okay.
the more intense flavors.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
caramel macchiato.
I failed to mention at the top, but you've brought in some Swedish treats. I don't
I
know if you want
have.
to do this mid thing, but you've brought in.
Let's do it.
During the next question. Everyone
Drunk-
take one, and then while you're not
And then
answering.
answer the question.
While you're not answering.
So this is called Djungelvrål for all my Swedes out there. Shout out. It is a very intense licorice that is essentially covered in salts. But
Drenched
as
in
you,
what looks like sugar, but it is not sugar.
it is not
It
sugar.
is salt.
As you chew it, it also just gets sweeter, but they are quite aggressive.
Okay. Next question.
It's in
I'm
my
gonna work
mouth
through this.
as we speak. Cam's hesitant.
I am. I'm going to wait
Thanks,
till the
Ash.
question's asked.
Britt Ryan, she's back. She wants to know, do you find that it's sometimes easy? I'm dealing with this thing in my mouth. Wow, it's salty. Do you find that it's sometimes easy to get carried away with running and overtrain? And I think we're going to speak a little later about our personal running journeys, but I thought this one was good to potentially chat about now.
Great question.
Yes. Short answer. Yes.
Short answer.
Definitely.
yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Long answer coming.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really easy. Yeah, when things are flowing, you're just like, I want to do more, I want to do more, I do more. Your biggest risk of like injury is I'm watching as these guys battle licorice.
I love the face.
I like it now. The
Yeah.
salt was intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as you hit your highest weeks and you're feeling really good is actually when you become your most injury prone. You know, when you've like smashed a really big week, you're like, awesome, I feel great. I've just ticked off this huge block.
Run it back.
That's when you need to most often take a deload week and have a chance for your body to recover, because it's so easy to push yourself too far. And yeah, it's just being cognizant of, you know, keeping a balance and being disciplined and not going too far too quickly, both in ramping up and also distance speed throughout the week.
I think as well what tends to happen is that everyone recovers quite differently. So people tend to be like, I'll jump in on your session, I'll do a bit of this, I'll do a bit of that, if they're not really following a training plan. And that used to happen to me in the past, where it's like, well, you know, after doing a big event or a big race, being really frustrated, I can't just bounce back really quickly because it takes me longer to recover. So then be like, oh, if they're doing it, I should be able to do it too. And then going for a run and your body not actually being in a place where it should be running and it needs more recovery, and then ending up with a niggle or an injury, and then just kind of trying to keep up with everyone else. And it's like, everyone recovers differently and everyone needs different things. And like for me, I'm usually like a 60K a week person. I don't need to be running a lot more than that. For me, it's more about ramping up the intensity in my sessions rather than trying to do 80 to 100K weeks. My body doesn't recover quick enough. And now I know that. But for a while, it took me so long to figure that out. So just not comparing your journey and your training plan to anybody else's, and understanding what your body needs is so important to avoid
Love that.
going out too fast.
It's a good point of like a lot of people here in Sydney run around Centennial Park and you'll run there with your friends, but you might all be on different programs, but you might do the warm up together, or you might do a portion of it, and then you might then go, oh, well, you're doing X, so I'll just jump in on that. And yeah, it's not really sticking to a plan. I know I was susceptible to that in parts this year. And certainly when I reached some bigger weeks, I noticed, yeah, the niggles definitely came. Like my biggest week this year was 100 Ks, and it tanked immediately after that for 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, I feel like it's great if you're enjoying your running. Like that's like the only time you're really like pushing over train, like to answer like direct question, is like usually when it's going really well, and it's just like being really conscious of your body. And as soon as you're doing lots of work, you've just got to be hyper aware of little things. And it can often be like, I know I'll talk about with like my last week, but if you don't nip something in the bud early, it can lead to something else, and that you start compensating for that, and other things flare up. Like you just got to be really aware, and you just got to be hyper conscious of, you know, the feels of your body. But yeah,
I think as well, as soon as you start training for something like a marathon, or, you know, setting yourself a really audacious goal in a half or whatever it might be, I think it's just changing your mindset of like being like, I am an athlete and training like an athlete. But that means, you know, recovering like an athlete, eating like an athlete, kind of changing the mindset around. It's not just sort of like a hobby. It's like taking it quite seriously. And it's not taking it seriously as taking the fun out of it, but it's being like, right, I really need to understand what my nutrition looks like, what my recovery looks like. It's not just sort of, let me just go out and run 60K weeks for fun. It's like there's so many other components that go into that. It's kind of a holistic approach, rather
Training
than...
with a bit more respect.
Totally.
Yep.
I have a live question that's come in from Dave.
Hit us.
Literally just Dave texted the boys just right then.
So not
we're
necessarily for
just
the pod?
gonna end the
It's for the
call.
pod? Or?
It's not directly for the pod, but we're going to answer his question live on the pod.
Dave Smith?
Love it.
Yep. He goes, all right, need some advice on race options. Dave lives in the US, for those who are wondering. Wineglass Marathon in New York, October 5th. Flat, fast, very limited marathon specific prep. He's sitting at about 70 Ks a week and has been for the last maybe 3 months. So has a really solid base, but this would obviously only give him 4 weeks in. Hartford Marathon in, I don't know where CT is. Connecticut. A week later, same fast, flat, extra week versus the above. Number 3, Philadelphia Marathon, end of November. So much longer prep, but no confirmed entry and much hillier than the other two.
When was the second one?
it'd be the last two for me.
The October 11th, so it would be an extra week on.
An extra week on the first one.
I would take
Wineglass.
either of the last two.
Yeah.
First one, I'd take as much time as I can to build up properly, and then
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Yeah, I reckon number 2, given that it's guaranteed entry.
And it was flat, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think,
is this
like-
his first marathon?
No. He's done a bunch. He did 35Ks last weekend, so he's got the legs for it.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not he'd go fast.
Well, 5 weeks is still a decent amount of time.
5 weeks is decent. I reckon number 2.
I reckon do all 3, Dave.
Absolutely.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll take that back, Dave. You're a legend. Definitely do all 3, but you're not a bitch. You're the man.
Got a mate doing Philly Marathon as well.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah, he lives in Philly.
It's always
Shout
sunny
out.
there too. So
Allegedly.
Shout out Nathan Nagel.
There you go, Dave. Number 2 or number 3?
yeah,
From
number 2.
your
Yeah.
pod
If you
family.
wanna-
3.
Bring in
Love
a
it.
bit of a
There you
pop
go,
culture
live
reference. I like the live question. Goodness.
There you go.
I asked Ella for a question.
If
Do you reckon she submitted one?
No.
No. She had plenty of warning. Great question from Britt. Thank you for that one. Last one comes in from James Gowling. He's gone directly for Kris, but I think we can all answer it. So there's no offense taken. But he wants to know, Kris, what are you most excited for once healed? Distance, type of run, location.
Wow, great
What
question.
run are you most excited for? He doesn't care about anything else. The run.
Probably just a run.
Yeah, a run is definitely the answer.
What's
to
your
that.
first one going to be?
Which run?
Yeah.
Probably like 60
walk?
seconds on, 5 minutes off.
Okay.
And
When you're
you
back
know
and
what?
fully healed,
Suck.
what's the
Can I
route?
just say respect to that and just trusting the process?
Oh, totally.
Like,
I know.
Not going out too hot, I think is so important.
I was thinking about this the other day, and just the fact that I have been injured and literally had to stop everything. I don't want that to happen again.
No.
So respecting the build back will definitely be happening. I am really looking forward to, as we've kind of, like, by the time I'm running properly, it'll be probably towards the end of spring. Just those like nice mornings, sunrise, slightly warm, around Narrabeen Lake, around Centennial, just like the nice long runs, you know? Not a session, just a nice long run in the morning.
Cruisy longy, nothing better.
Around
Yep.
Narrabeen with a bit of an ocean swim to
Yes,
finish.
come on.
Say
Yep.
less.
Yeah, love it.
So
Say
for anyone out
less.
there that's like, oh, I have to get up and run today, let this be known.
At least you
Imagine
can.
can't run.
At least you can.
Exactly.
And a beautiful morning this
Yeah, it
morning.
is a beautiful
for
morning.
a run.
Stunning.
What's your favourite type of runs?
I'd say cruisy longy. Yeah, something in that like 15 to 20 range where it's like not going to be absolutely cooked by the end of it, but it's a decent like amount of like an hour and a half sort of yap finish. You know, not absolutely cooked, but long enough to have a good chat. Yeah, 15 to 20. Enough you can see a bunch of stuff too. That's where I'm at.
It's always good to see a bunch of stuff.
It's so true, man.
See the sights.
While
Yeah.
you can.
I'd say same. I've actually got a lovely run on Sunday planned, which is like a 28K, just a long run. Me and Ash, we've got a nice flat route planned. Just to me, that's like, oh, perfect. Doesn't have to be 28, but I would say a half marathon is probably my favorite sort of distance. Just cruising.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. All right. Well, thanks to everyone who submitted questions. IG is where to go on the Thursday, day before the show in future. They don't have to be running related. Obviously, we
It's
do
true.
have
Ask
them,
us
but
anything.
it's the warm up
We
for
do other
us on the
things
show.
too.
We can answer other questions. Believe it or not, you might not like those opinions, but we're here. What did we think about these? Younger.
That was like getting
Jungel
punched in the
Vrel.
face by the ocean.
You're welcome.
That was okay.
That was hard. It was hard to
But how good-
continue trying to
did
talk
get better, but-
whilst.
Honestly,
in and out.
I think I hated every second of it.
You did
They
hear
are the
this
best.
before we
Yeah.
started recording.
True, true.
You're like,
You did say
draw the
just
line at
salty
salted licorice.
licorice.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It was fine.
I reckon I could have 10 more and enjoy it more than trying to eat one singularly
Yeah.
whilst talking.
Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
So I will do it later.
It's kind of like a
He's
Vegemite.
gonna have 10
Planning
at the
on
same
continuing
time.
to talk
Yeah.
over the next half hour.
Yeah.
So thank you. You've also got some milk
pleasure.
chocolate here, which we'll maybe have later.
Yeah.
That can be a little lunchtime
A little
dessert
sweet
treat.
treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I am going to just quickly mention as well, I did an interview with the Sydney Marathon race director, Wayne Larden, yesterday.
Nice.
And that will be out in full, about a 30-minute chat over the weekend. So that was obviously recapping Sydney Marathon, but also what it took to make Sydney a World Abbott Marathon major. Is that how you
A
say
mouthful,
it?
eh?
Abbott World
It is
Marathon Major.
it's a mouthful, so I've probably messed that up. But the interview was good. It was a mouthful at times, but enjoy that. I plugged watermelon at the finish line as a little
Smart.
spoiler.
So look out for that in
Little treat.
2026.
Yeah.
Here's hoping.
If it's
Fingers
there,
crossed.
you know who to thank.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they do run Pont 3. They do run Bondi to Manly Ultra, and there was
Okay.
plenty of watermelon there last year.
Interesting.
So yeah, some great events.
There you go.
Let's see if they raise the bar in 2026. But I'm sure we'll get him in the studio at some point as well.
They do Sydney, Gold Coast.
The Gold Coast as well.
Do they
They
Gold
do the.
Coast?
I don't know if they do the Gold Coast. On his email signature, it was Sydney Marathon, it was the Harbour 10K, and it was Bondi to
That's the
Manly.
one.
So
Yeah.
they do the three.
All
Yeah,
Sydneys.
I don't think they do anything outside the state of New South Wales. But
Wild.
It's like a cartel. They only have their zone and they work in their zone.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
don't encroach on someone else's turf.
No.
Very good.
Alrighty, quick insert here to all of you watching on YouTube. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying this episode. But if you're not already, could you please subscribe? And we'd love you to leave a comment. And most importantly, share it with a friend, someone you think needs to listen to the thoughts of whatever's going on in this episode. Hopefully it's of value to you if you're listening thus far. I'm sure it has been. And thank you for doing so. Also, give us a follow on the Instagram. We're also available audio only, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another episode. And I hope you enjoy the rest of this one. All the best.
A question that has come in over the weeks from various people, one in particular, John Valudos, he has sort of wanted to know a bit of our running history. So I thought we could break that down. Sissi, first time in a while. I think, first time in here this year. Maybe we start with you, but a bit of background on your running history.
Yes.
I was stalking your Instagram earlier. It's quite funny looking at different people's Instagrams. We all have, different interests. And then the past year, for most people who post on Instagram a lot, it's just running content now. So curious to maybe kick it off with you.
Yeah.
What your childhood was like, if you were into sports, and then when and how you got into running and what it's been like since.
I was someone who always kind of dabbled in lots of different sports, from like tennis to like horse riding to played AFL when I was a kid in Sweden. Very random.
They had that there?
They did. We had an Australian PE teacher from Brisbane who brought it over, and we had a girls team, which was so much fun. So kind of always dabbled in sports, and then in my sort of late teens, just decided, asked my mum one day, can we go for a run? Like, this running thing looks interesting. Can we test it out? So she was like, absolutely. So we went and did 3K. And then it kind of, I guess, snowballed from there, where then it was like, cool, I want to see if I can do 5K and then do 6K. And then we used to kind of go on a few runs together. And then I just started challenging myself to, I remember like texting her once and I was like, Mom, I did 8K. And it was like this huge thing of like 8 kilometers. That's so far to run. And then running since then has always been part of my life. It's sort of always been, I guess, a weekly ritual. And for me, it was always like, I'd like to run more days in the week than not. So whether that's 4 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever that looked like, it was always, to me, it doesn't have to be every day, but most days of the week I would like to be running because it always made me feel so good. And then, and I think so I would have started when I was like 16, and then in my 20s sort of kept on running. But again, it was never big distances. It was like, I think up to like 17 was like the longest I would have ran. So most of the time it was like a 5K, a 10K, an 8K, all great distances and very healthy distances to be running most of the time. And then getting introduced to unofficial, I was training for Sydney Marathon, and basically wasn't following a plan, got myself injured. And then a couple months later came and joined unofficial, and then it was like, wow, this running community is pretty amazing.
So you were training for the Sydney 2023 marathon?
I was, yeah. And then unfortunately didn't get to run, but I kind of dodged a bullet because that was the year it was like 35 degrees. So I feel like it was a bit of a blessing in disguise.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it probably would have scared me from ever running a marathon again. But yeah, sort of started healing from that, joined unofficial. And then just, I think what was great about it was just, it almost like educated me in running when I went, I actually know nothing about what I'm doing here. Like fueling for your running, taking gels for running, like electrolytes, like all the basics that you think now, like, oh, surely everyone knows that. And I really didn't. And it really just made me understand what my body needed. And then I was able to, I guess, achieve a lot more within the running space. And now running's just everything to me. But I feel very lucky that it's always been in my life, because I feel like it is a long game with running. You're not just going to become super fast overnight necessarily, unless you're Merrick. But it is one of those things where it does take work and effort, and you need an anaerobic base. And I think because I've always been running, I have that, and I'm very lucky to have that. But if you are earlier in your journey and you're not hitting certain paces, or you're getting frustrated, just remember, again, don't compare yourself to other people. I've been running a really long time, so I feel like I can, I don't know, be able to push myself a little bit more because I have a really lovely base. It's not that it's like I'm just this super talented human who can just run fast. I've been working at it for years. So yeah, and then met all of my favorite people through running, which is just the best thing ever.
Love that. Love that. We met, I think, the first unofficial run. There was like 10 people there.
We did, yeah.
Big.
Wow.
We did.
Oh, geez.
And you
Could
talked
you-
about,
Could you remember?
I mean, you had a pod at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I want to do this sort of concept. I don't know what it is exactly, but here we are.
Here we are.
Here we
somewhere
are.
around table.
Look at us
Bang.
now.
Happy days. Love that. Come
Me?
talk to us.
Yeah, interesting. I have always been relatively, I don't know, fit person. I love sport. I've always played a million sports growing up. I've played soccer since I was 4 years old, 5 years old. Would play, multiple games a weekend, school and club and whatever. I'd play tennis and basketball and basically any sport I could play, I'd do it. Like, I just love sport. So I always had a good base from that. Would play, football all the time. And then did a lot of tennis and other different sports, but never really any running specific stuff. Never did little athletics or any sort of athletic stuff, really. My dad was like a decent runner. But again, I never really did anything. I did like city surf with him a couple times when I was like 12 or 13. And there's some pretty funny photos of us doing that. But yeah, until I sort of got to my last year of school, a mate of mine, he did athletics, like one of my best mates, housemate Pez. He did athletics in the off season after football would finish. And in year 12, it was like the last sort of 6-7 weeks of school is when that was. And then the final like carnival against all the other schools was like the week before your last week of school. So it was like a massive big day. And I remember being like, I'd go every year and I was like, oh, that'd be cool to be like, a bit of like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to actually be in this event because there's thousands of people watching this thing. Like all the different schools they'd send all their whole cohort to go watch. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. So anyway, after the football season, I was quite fit. I figured, all right, I'll go down and just kind of picked up 800 and 1500 and like took to it really quickly and ended up making the team, ended up being like the, I don't know, A runner for the 800 and then made the 1500 team as well. And it was kind of, I remember thinking even like 5 years ago, I was like, that was the fittest I'll ever be. Like I was just 18, like, wiry, like just running heaps. Yeah, like before I found out what a beer was, I guess.
Made of rubber, so
yeah.
injuries don't count.
Yeah, there's no, I'm just rock solid. I can wake up, recover, whatever. Anyway, so did that and then kind of didn't really run much more after year 12. Like I kind of didn't go into athletics, stayed doing football all the time. Would still be quite fit all the time playing football, but then ran a bit during COVID, nothing crazy, bits and pieces, nothing longer than like sort of 15K. And then come 18 months ago, I sort of, maybe 2 years ago, decided I needed to get my act together a bit and get a bit more in shape and get some life priorities sorted, and sort of decided to come down and start doing some running. And came to unofficial, started getting in a group. And then,
Did you know anyone unofficial? Or did you just come down?
I came down with my friend Loz, who was actually there this morning, who has been on and off with running. But she just was like, come down. I think she was going by herself. She'd gone a couple of times. And she's like, might as well go down. So I went down with her. Started going to Wednesday mornings. Started being retweaking competitive juices.
Are you competitive?
What?
Extremely, to a fault. And anyway, started racing Kris on a Wednesday morning, and
Started beating Kris on a Wednesday.
and then anyway, it all just sort of started
Speak for yourself.
started snowballing, and then yeah, kind of trained for City to Surf last year as a bit of like a first race to do, and it went much better than I expected. And I was like, okay, maybe there's something here, and did my first marathon in November in Queenstown, and again, like all the training went really well, and I kind of went a lot better than I expected, and then came into this year with a goal of 2:30 at Gold Coast, and again, everything kind of like went better than expected, and ran a 2:23, and now here we are doing Melbourne Elite in 4 weeks, hopefully. So it's kind of crazy.
Amazing.
Crazy, man.
But I think
What
I had a
ride.
big base from doing so much football and running and cardio over the
Essentially
years.
like interval training.
Yeah, lots of just like, I was always the gut runner
Yeah.
in football. Yeah, a talentless workhorse is what I always call myself. But yeah, I think, getting into running has sort of, definitely changed my life for the better, both through the relationships I made, but also just the mindset, discipline, consistency, the ways it's moved into other parts of my life is, bigger than I could describe. So yeah, it's been massive.
Love it.
Long story short, let's go pro.
Let's go pro. Yeah,
Here it
more on
is.
that to come.
Pro.
We'll chat about Melbourne coming up. Exciting stuff. Kris.
For me, I think similar to Cam, I grew up playing lots of sport. Always was half decent at basketball. Played a lot of basketball, and then running was definitely a chore to me. It was one of those where Mum would be like, "You need to go for a run." I don't want to go for a run, and would then just
Feels.
do like 15 minutes.
Your mum would make you go out and run.
Mum would make us go out and run.
Yeah, wow.
She
Shout out, mum. Respect.
Shout out to
Yeah,
the mum.
OG
She was
run
raising a house,
Beautiful.
a house of 3 boys, so probably was
Get
like,
out the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please leave.
Yeah, get out and
Exert
burn
some
off some of that
energy.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mum. And so I kind of grew up with this like, not love-hate relationship with running, but I just didn't love it.
It was always a
And
means
then-
of something else. I had the same thing.
It was
where
a
you
means
just
to
kind of
something
like,
else.
I always viewed
Absolutely.
runs as like, I'm using a run to get fit for soccer.
Totally. Yeah.
It was never like I'm doing this purely just for the love of running.
And was decent at cross country kind of running. Would always place like top 5 at school. And then post school really did nothing. Played a lot of basketball again, just like casually with mates. And then COVID hit, and it was the only thing that I could do, right? And that's, I think a lot of people found that, like at least the running boom post COVID has been insane. And I think I definitely fell into that of, I just wanted to get out of the house, and it was the only way that I could legally do that was going for a run. And so that's where it kind of started. And then I've been, sitting here injured, have been injured, like injury prone. So did the shin splints, did the plantar fasciitis, have worked through all of that. To then, hit unofficial when it was very early days. I knew Smo I've known Smo since I was like 14. Used to serve him cafes down at Gordon Pablo's. And then, he was like, come through. And so came through, started running with them on a Friday morning when it was, 15, 20 people. And then that, really snowballed that 6 months. And then 6 months later, we were running Race the Sun. Just a casual 350K ultra relay, I would call it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Raced it, won it.
Hell yeah.
And then, New York came off the back of that.
Mid-August, right? We got told about
Yeah.
that, and Red Bull Race was June.
Yeah, so it was like, it kind of snowballed very quickly from late 23 into 2024.
Do you still hate running?
No, I really like running.
You wrote a great article about it.
I wrote an article the other day
Shout out.
for Tempo
Great
Journal, just about
Plug.
caring about running and how it's really become a pretty massive part of my life. Like Cam said, I've met so many great people, people
Thank
that
you.
consider.
None are in the room.
Lucky
though.
you're here, because he wouldn't have said that if we were there.
Must be something with that seat, I
Yeah,
reckon.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Shout out Ella.
It's the hot seat.
The smart yappers.
Yeah.
Like some people who I would consider some of my closest friends through running, and it's now something that I've had a lot of doors open for me, and I really enjoy it. So I cannot wait to get back to it. So
Soon.
it's a nice like It's a nice like mental clear space for me. I really like running for that. So it's good. That's my running journey.
Love it, man.
Should we put that article in the show notes?
We should definitely link the
Wow,
article in the
pod
show
guy.
notes.
100%.
Great pod guy.
Pod etiquette.
Etiquette. Yeah, my running journey, I mean, I think similarities with all of us. I played a lot of sport growing up. I actually started with Little Athletics, though, when I was 9. Shout out Bill Seward Athletics Track down in Burwood, Victoria.
Wow.
I don't know any famous runners that have come out of there, but I'm sure there's been quite a few. A lot of AS tracks in Melbourne, a lot more than here in Sydney. But was there for 1 year and one summer. And yeah, I was like 1,500 was my distance, but I was not great. And I remember vividly rocking up to a competition one morning and just completely like, love my mum, but we were often late to the track or to soccer in my later years. But
And that hasn't changed.
it hasn't changed for me. No, it's built in. I was pretty prepared this morning, mate. You were last here. Shout out. But rocking up to the track late, and rather than going in my actual heat or final that I was meant to with runners that were roughly my pace, I went to the one that was well faster and got absolutely demolished in that 1,500 race. So finished dead last. I don't even think I finished because I was like, I think the race was just over and I was still on like my 3rd or 4th lap of the 15.
What's the point?
Humbling.
Yeah.
So I then played soccer on that ground in the middle of the AS track, and that club then moved. So played soccer for 20 years, loved it, similar to you, Cam, in that always treated it as a way to get better at soccer, running that is. You know, we would do the beep test. I'd often be winning the beep test. I'd be doing, you know, whatever runs we'd do in pre-season. I always treated that with like, how can I improve my soccer? Did a little bit of cross country in high school where I would always probably be top 1 or 2 in my school. And then we'd go to like the zone and I'd be maybe top 10 there. And then we'd go to regional and I'd take the piss because I knew that I was going to get dusted, but it was just a day off from being at school. So,
Classic.
you know, would make a joke out of it and finish 60 or 70th out of like 150 absolute weapons. But they were some good times. And then I think, you know, in my mid to late 20s, would go out on a few more runs, but similar to you as well, Kris, and I'm sure both of you sort of spoke about it. COVID was the thing there where for me, I had a virtual run club where there was maybe 5 of us in a messenger group chat, and yeah, we'd just share our runs. This was like, I wasn't even on Strava at the time. You know,
simpler times.
Yeah, I
the
measured.
same.
I tracked my runs. I can't even remember the app. It might have been.
Google Maps.
It might have been
Map
like
My
an
Run or
Under
something.
Armour.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
the Under Armour one.
that
Yeah,
one.
classic.
Okay, pause there. In COVID, I got these Under Armour shoes that had a sensor in them that was like full heel, like would tell you how your foot was striking, your stride length, all this kind of
Under
like,
Armour.
Under Armour shoes that had these like crazy run sensors in them. Go on.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I would never
those
want that.
those
day.
shoes messed me up.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Your feet are fucked.
I remember because Melbourne, we were in pretty tight lockdowns at the time. I had to move back with my folks. It wasn't a great period of time for me personally, but I would have to ride, or I would ride maybe 3 kilometers to a track and then run like a 5K or even 2K, like 5 laps around the track and ride home. I'd do that most days just to get out of the house and do something. And then I think the longest run that I ever did at the time, I remember you mentioning, Sissi, before, 17K. I remember the first time I ran, 16Ks. It was like huge for me. Night run, had to stop for a bathroom break, like had no idea what I was doing. And even up until like, 18 months ago, I didn't fuel well on runs. I would just go out and run and barely even stop for water. So I've definitely come a long way. But that group chat, shout out Alex Dow, good friend of mine, played soccer with him, one of my first teammates. He was in that group chat and we sort of rekindled our friendship sort of in our mid to late 20s. But yeah, really, really good time. And then moving up here to Sydney, I probably actually should talk toward the end of my time in Melbourne. Did a couple of did one half Ironman, did a couple of triathlons, obviously lots of running there and training, and got quite fit, stopped drinking alcohol for a bit of time, still on that. Just found myself drinking through lockdowns, jumping on Zoom calls, doing trivia with mates on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and like loved it at the time. And
Sinking beers on a
great
Wednesday
memories,
night.
but yeah, you don't need to be
Sick.
doing that. And when you're living back home with your parents,
Yeah.
staring down a barrel of 30, I was 28 at the time.
Yeah.
Like dark days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, running and a lot of things pulled me out of that, but like running for sure was great. And then moving up here, like I said before, came to Unofficial. Yeah, early days. I keep trying to rack my brain when like we met you boys. Like obviously it would have been at the track, I reckon, but I just can't remember the day, and I love remembering dates.
I remember meeting you first
Hurts
time I
me.
came down. It would have been probably like May, I reckon, or
Okay.
end of April. And I remember meeting both of you on my first speed session. But I remember sending you a message because you were training for New York and I was training for Queenstown, which was probably 2 weeks later. I sent you a message being like,
Kris, this is for anyone listening.
Mm.
I was sending Chris a message being like, hey, I think we're like, I need someone quick to run
How many
with.
Y's did you use in that? Hey,
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, I think we're like, similar-ish area. Like, I need someone quick to run with. Can we do a long run together? And then we got you involved, and then we did a couple of those, and then
thanks for the invite.
that's where it all
And the rest.
that's where it
is
all
history.
started. And here we are, big year on.
And here we are. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Sissi, you were down on those Wednesdays as well.
I was,
Different
yeah.
capacities. I
Yeah.
think Unofficial has obviously done a huge amount for all of us. But I
Massive.
think, and it's something that I spoke to about Wayne, and he organically mentioned Unofficial multiple times, but I think it brought a lot of people into running, whether they continually came down or then found their own pockets around Sydney. And obviously there's brilliant run clubs all around Coogee, Kirribilli runners, which are ones close to us. But I think it sparked a huge period in time around that sort of 23, 24.
I found the
Massive.
message Cam sent me.
What was the
How many
date?
Ys
What-
are
yeah,
there?
read it out. Here we go.
It's very chill. 8th of October, 2024.
That's
Wow.
later than I expected.
I know.
Day after my birthday.
That's
Just
not even
quite-
a year ago.
Wow.
No,
Hey mate, you hitting any sort of long run workout this weekend? Trying to incorporate some faster efforts into my next few long runs, and I figured we'd be similar pace if you were doing similar. I replied, yo, I've just got a 30k easy long run this weekend. No race efforts, just going for time on feet, so we'll be about 4:30 to 4:45s.
You can frame that later. We'll
That's
be
very
the same
sweet.
pace.
Yeah.
And
I know.
how you
Yeah.
are, not even a year later.
Yeah. How far we've
Crazy.
come.
The day before that, I was 32 and I did 32Ks around Narrabeen with race pace
I
Wow.
remember
efforts.
seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were probably sat at home.
Didn't want to give me a
crying 'cause
message
you
though,
weren't
hey?
invited.
Well, we got you in the next one.
Yeah, we got you on the next
Yeah.
one.
I'm in the next one.
Are you
Yeah.
doing 33 this year?
Yeah, it won't be probably race pace efforts.
No.
But we'll see. We'll see
Big.
how we go.
Love it.
But
Love
there
it.
you go. Any
There you
thoughts
go.
off that? Unpacking.
We're all just regular people, man.
We are. This is also
We're
just
just
if you
schmucks who
are
like to
feeling like nervous to go to like a social event, and whether it's a run club or something, just do it. Just go. Like I sometimes think like, oh God, imagine if I hadn't have gone along, because I think all of us, you're a bit nervous when you go down. You don't know anyone. It can feel a bit overwhelming, but honestly, putting yourself out there is so worth it in the long run. And to make friends and a community takes effort and work, but it is so rewarding. So
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I met my girlfriend through going to a social thing, not a run club, but a thing down in Melbourne. It was the only time that she went.
yeah,
Shout out Betty.
yeah, amazing.
Queen.
Long distance, 2.5 years. But like, I think any new social interaction can seem intimidating and will be intimidating if you go down on your own, but you will find good people.
Yeah.
But don't expect to just rock up and have someone come up to you and like
No.
make it the most welcoming experience. Like you do have to put yourself out.
Yeah,
And look, you might interact with someone who isn't the best person on that day to interact with, but keep showing up and you will
100%.
find your people. And I can speak to that, like with all of these things, like I was brand new initially and like none of us knew each other when we
No.
went
We
down.
all
No.
found each other eventually.
I didn't like, I think the first 3 or 4 times I went down there, I don't even think I spoke to many people. I was just like, I'm going to go. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go again because I enjoyed it. It was, a little bit nervous, but I feel like I want to go again. And you kind of chat to one more person and then, then you chat to one more person. And it does take time. So it's like, don't just expect you're going to rock up and you're going to be best mates with everyone straight away. Like community takes time and it takes time to sort of meet the right people, but just, yeah.
Yeah, and especially an established community now as well that like, for example, Unofficial is.
Yeah.
I think it's still quite welcoming and people may have their own opinions on that, which they're entitled to, but again, it's come down, keep showing up.
Yeah.
Introduce
Totally.
yourself to one new person each time.
Totally.
Find a common point of reality, even if that common point of reality is the thing you're doing,
Yeah.
which is running. And it can be like, oh, this is my first ever run. This is my 10th run. This is my first time here.
And ask people, hey, can I get your Instagram, or can we meet up for a coffee? Or I remember at the start, I was a bit like, right, if I'm actually going to properly make friends here, I need to make an effort. So I'd be like, do you want to go to the beach on Saturday? To one of the girls, and be like, yeah, let's go to the beach. Great. And then all of a sudden you're at the beach, and then you go, hey, do you want to grab coffee next week? Do you want to go and do that? Like, you do need to put the work in. It's not just going to be handed
You're not running,
to you.
you're not pacing them in a marathon
Yeah.
after 2 weeks, right?
No. Well,
Yeah.
It takes time.
Does take time.
it does. It does.
DHL.
Lovely, lovely stuff.
There you go.
Hope that answers your question, John Valuda.
John Valudos, plenty of other people had submitted similar questions. So thank you to John. Thank you to those great people.
A quick message from our sponsor, Aid Station. They say that the first discipline is nutrition, and completely agree. Whether you're going out for a long run or a tempo session, speed session, or just in general going for a run, you should be fueling well. And Aid Station stock so many brilliant brands, all in one easy and convenient place. So check out aidstation.com.au. Use the code NEVERRUNALONE. Just spell out what the podcast title is. Hopefully you get it right, and you'll get a nice little discount. So thank you to Aid Station. Thank you to the team there, Jimmy, Metz, and everyone. We appreciate it. Appreciate you listening as well. And obviously, if you use that code, you're not only supporting the podcast, but you're supporting yourself and your body going out and pushing all of your efforts. So, yeah.
Shall we jump in now to the Australian athletics update?
Ooh.
Big week. Big week. It's the world champs. The world champs.
Worldwide.
Worldwide. Yeah, Tokyo World Athletics Championships kicks off Saturday this week. First run.
Get a bit closer to that mic, I reckon.
Gets with the race walking.
He's pumped, ladies and
Kris
gentlemen.
loves a race walk.
I'd be pretty good at race walk.
I was going to ask how you thought you'd go to race walk. You got the long legs, but I don't know if you got,
I haven't got the hip mobility.
I was
Way
gonna
too
say-
hairy, his legs.
Yeah.
Not aerodynamic enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess context for anyone who's thinking about watching, it's Australia's biggest team we've ever sent. 88 people. Some of those people have dropped out of it, but we had 88 people going. It's on free to wear. It's on Channel 9 and SBS, I found out.
Wow.
Somehow apparently SBS got the rights, wasn't exclusive, and then whoever the Japanese, whoever doing the actual broadcast, then sell on the rights.
They're in cahoots.
Also got Channel 9 involved, but Bruce McAvaney is doing SBS, so get on.
Get
with
around
it.
Bruce on SBS.
Big Brucey.
SBS.
But yeah, we've got so many high quality athletes going. Literally, if you turn on an event, there's pretty much guaranteed to be an Aussie in there. Some, are obviously not going to be in the medal hunt, but there are a bunch who are top level and who have, there's a lot of debutantes, there's a lot of experienced operators, there's a whole mix. So I don't know. I was going to go through some of the. I've done a lot of writing
Hit us
prep
with the
here.
prep, mate. Keep that face fresh
Yeah.
so we can clip this
I'm
as
ready.
well.
I'm ready. Okay.
Keep that pen out of the way.
There's some serious medal chances. I guess a lot of our biggest medal chances, to be honest, are in the field rather than the track. We've got Alex Argas and Patterson, the two medalists from the high jump in Paris. Alex Argas just won the diamond leg last week. Unfortunately, Nina Kennedy, who was the gold medalist pole vaulter, pulled out with a hamstring injury last week. Grim. Matt Denny, discus. He's a Olympic medalist. Rien Cowley, your race walker, bronze at Paris. So I'd like you to guess what you think his 10K race walk PB is.
Oh, it's sub 40.
33, maybe?
Not 33, but
I'm going to say 37.40.
38, 13, I think it is. Walking.
That's mental.
That's
so
I mean, walking based on walking standard.
Yes, not
1
quite.
foot always on the ground.
Not
They're
strolling, but yes.
Absolutely
That is
powering.
wild.
Yeah,
That's probably quicker than my official 10K
I think,
PB.
yeah, 20K was like
Wow.
118. So yeah, crazy.
Jesus.
Probably doing like a sub.
20K's a 118.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're
You're
moving.
joking.
They're seriously moving. And then obviously Jess Hull, who is middle distance queen, she's doing the double 800 and 1500.
Wow.
go.
Big.
When is that on? Do we know? We're breaking that down in a moment. Am I jumping the gun?
No, well, I was going to go through when every
Very good.
particular thing
False
is, but it's the 15 is actually the first day.
Okay.
So you got the Saturday night is the heat, and then the final is on the Tuesday, but the first 2 days is the heat and the semis. So Jess Hull's in that. You've got Sarah Billings, Lyndon Hall, and Sarah Billings are both, been crushing Diamond League at the moment. You've got 5K. You've got 4 girls in the 5K, which is a huge number.
Massive.
You've got Bat Doyle, who's the Oz 10K. She's doing the 10. Lauren Ryan's doing the 5 and the 10. So the women are crushing it. And then I guess on the other side, you've got the men's. You've got probably the biggest, I guess,
Debut
is going to be Gout in the 200. Wow. So that's going to be unreal.
First professional competition, right?
I think it's his first senior
senior
race.
Yeah.
So that's going to be unreal to see him throw
See
down
how he
against
stacks
them.
up.
And I have no idea who he's coming up against, but what's your tip? Do you reckon he can do something?
I think it would be a really good showing if he could make the final, personally.
Yeah.
I think if he makes the final, that's unreal.
Because he's what?
17?
17?
Yeah. I think if he makes the
Crazy.
final, that's insane. And then if you ain't the final, who knows? Then we've got, unfortunately, Lockie Kennedy, who's just went sub 10 probably 2 months ago in the 100, pulled out with a stressy. But as a party, Ryan Browning, Peter Bowl in the 800, the king, he's genuinely should make the final and should be in with a sniff of however the race goes, he could be in the mix. 800 is a real interesting one because it's such a tactical race. If they run a slower race, it's anyone's game really. Whoever
Is that the
pulls
one that the 16-year-old came second in the US, or was that the 15?
That, great question. I think that was the 15.
Okay.
No, it was the 8 because he ran 142. But yeah, that's going to be, which is crazy.
1500.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Peter Bowl in that, and then you got the 15 Cam Myers, who's probably the next, the biggest young gun in other than Gout, the 1500, and Jude Thomas, and then a 5K you've got a pretty big 3, Kai Robertson, who has done some great stuff, especially at 3K over the last couple months. Jack Rayner, who's reigning Melbourne Marathon champion. I'll be taking him on.
I can see the competitiveness. As you
Yeah.
say that line.
It's I didn't even want to say his name.
I'll be taking him on, but he's going to pump me by 5 minutes. But he is the 4-time Oz 10K champion. And then we got a shout out, man, to the 5K, Seth O'Donnell.
Seth. Debut for Australia.
Massive.
Go
weapon,
Hawks.
Literally, go Hawks. What a weapon. He's qualified on a quota, which a bunch of these guys. So, I guess for context, you either qualify on time or there's a certain amount of people that have to get in, and you get in based on your ranking level, based on what races you've done and where you've done it, and you get points for doing certain things at certain times. So
He's worked so hard.
He obviously is based in Melbourne, has done a whole bunch. We all follow him on Instagram. He's a good laugh for a follow. And then
Great content.
And he, I think got picked up by Nike and then went over to the Europe and just put in about 2 months of just straight doing races, and clearly with a view to qualify, and did. So yeah, congrats to him. That's awesome. And then in the Mara, obviously big emission, our man Andy Buchanan,
King,
out with the stressy, which is pour some out for the king.
Yeah.
But that's to be said. Tim Vincent, who he was training with, 209 guy, is still a weapon.
Not slow
at all. And then Liam Buden, I think he's 210, who's only done maybe 2 or 3 marathons. I think he ran Seville, and he ran
very quick in Seville.
Yeah, 210 low. So those two are not to be sniffed at. The sort of work there. So yeah, look, there's so much good athletics on. It's a really, really a favourable time for Australia to watch.
We're going to be putting up some posts every day of just a breakdown of what's on that day, so you can just see who's running, when they're running, whether it's
probably
finals.
have to put that up the night before, hey, because the marathon, for example,
exactly,
is
it's
on 9 a.m. on Monday for the men and 9 a.m. Sunday for the women. This Sunday.
All right, so first post up tonight, mate.
Literally this Sunday.
In 48 hours, the women are running the marathon. Do we have any Aussies?
Yeah, there's 3 women: Vanessa Wilson, Sarah Klein, Tara Palm. I'll be lying if I said I knew what their PBs are, but they'd all be
Rapid.
sub 235, I reckon. Maybe low 230. So yeah, they're all there. Bat Doyle actually did qualify for the marathon as well, but decided just to do the 10K. She could have done the 10K Mara double, but yeah, I think she's probably smart to focus her energy on the 10K, given that's I think her best sort of distance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be really interested to see. There's going to be a bunch of opportunities for national records to go down. The Oz 10K women's record, it's basically been like getting gradually chipped down in the last 6 months. Jess Hull in the 1500 and the 800. Like there's so much. And then I guess also something that probably is, you don't really think about as much, but Oz also qualified in all 5 relays, which I don't know if we've done that ever. There's 4x1, 4x4, and then a mixed relay as well. So mixed relay is always really fun to watch. So yeah, that's kind of how we got to having such a big team. So great athletics.
Get around it.
Get around it.
Golden era of Australian athletics.
Literally, there's never been a time with so much young talent coming through. So get involved, watch it. It's like, if anyone remembers the golden era of COVID, watching Tokyo Olympics all day, every day, it's literally...
It's the same.
It's the perfect time to watch. There's a morning session. It's all done before 12, and there's a night session. It's probably like 8 till 11:30 at night. So tune in.
It's going to be fun to clip all
Love
of
it.
that back.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I can't wait. Get involved. Get around Oz Athletics.
Hell yeah.
So that's all
God
happening.
speed.
Yeah.
Love that. We will clip that. That's some good stuff. Coming up next as well, we've got Berlin Marathon on the 21st of September. So that's just over a week away.
Next weekend.
And then you've got Melbourne Mara on the 12th of October.
Exactly 1 month away.
Exactly 1 month away. I've put that down.
Literally 1 month away.
That's big, man.
Scary.
How you feeling, Mr.
Couple
Merrick? I
big
know
weeks
you've just
ahead.
been on the mic there, but it's
I'll give you the
long and short.
long and short. Yeah. It's been a kind of rough 10 days, if I'm completely honest. Did the marathon with you, obviously. Had a great time. Felt really, fit. Felt good. But was carrying some niggles into that. And then I think just with that, still pushing quite a solid pace for that. We were working hard. I came out of that on the Monday and just those had flared up a whole bunch. Ended up taking 3 days off. And I don't think I've taken 3 days off running. I did some bike and some sauna and stuff. But I don't think I've taken 3 days off running in
A year?
7 or 8 months, I reckon.
Crazy.
I don't think I've missed 2 days in a row for a very long time.
So you're saying the marathon I ran was hard?
It was hard, as I said. Yeah, it was very tough. You don't just wake up and roll out and do a 2:44.
Can't
mate.
do that.
And I've gone for one run since. So.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, pulled up a bit tender there. Took a couple of days off. Went to run on the Thursday, and then my hip ITB was all grabbing, kind of compensating for the other stuff we were doing. And I'll be honest, it was a lot of head noise. As I've said on this many times, that missing sessions is something I take pride in not doing, doing the work. But I think it's important when you've got something that is not going to end your block, like you're not out for the whole, it's not like this is it, it's done. It's something you can manage.
It's a pivot.
It's a pivot, and it's about recontextualizing the training to be like, all right, I want to hit every session, but in reality, taking the time off and doing the rest and making sure your body gets right, that is the training. And
That's the best thing you can be doing. Right?
that is the switching your mindset to be like, that's actually doing the work. Because I'm sitting there going like, I've missed 3 days, and am I going to be like, oh, those 3 days it cost me, or I'm losing fitness? Like, what, you start panicking, and then realistically, you just got to recontextualize it. It's like, I've just got to get back to being able to hit these sessions, and have had a good last couple of days. I feel like I'm back. Smashed a really good threshold session last night around Centennial Park, even though it was actually drowning in water. After a couple of days
Centennial Lake.
Centennial swamplands.
Fish as well.
Yeah, there was fish out, and it was crazy. There's meters of water everywhere. But yeah, keen for Melbourne. Big session this weekend, and then we're back to it. Really excited to rip it, but just trying to make sure we get there in one piece. It's about managing the niggles that are coming through. But yes, very excited.
Respect. And you, like we said and have touched on in multiple chats prior, are pushing that elite time. So you're going for sub 219. So
Sub 220, we'll say. Yeah, sub 220.
sub 220.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with 219.
Okay.
I'm gonna-
Hey, I want it too. Don't worry. But yeah, it's I think naturally talking to my coach, and we sort of ramped up so quickly relatively. And it's not I've done the volume in the past of these blocks, but I am coming straight off a Gold Coast block. Pretty much took like a week of like lower, like did like a slow week, and then pretty much just straight back into 12 weeks towards Sydney to Melbourne with Sydney in the mix halfway through. So it's not surprising that there's been bits carried through. I didn't really have the sort of 2-3 weeks to like fully get back before hitting another block, which is just how it is,
Post Melbourne, are you going to hang your feet up for a little bit?
Yeah. I'm going to Japan for a week and a bit. It's going to be great.
I was going to say, could I recommend less beers? But Japan might have a few.
Couple sakes.
That's Sunday. That's Sunday night.
Oh,
But
there's
no,
nothing
maybe that's why I
like
felt
a-
it.
Kieran.
Bad day to be a beer in
Yeah.
Richmond after that
Yeah.
race, I tell you that.
Absolutely nothing like a Japanese lager. $3 into fucking
Yeah.
liter.
Drink responsibly,
Oh.
kids. Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Or
It's
don't
true.
drink at all.
Yeah.
In my case, yeah.
Good option.
Happy
Same.
days. There you
But
go.
yeah, that's where we're at. We're feeling decent, still able to hit sort of some good paces, and then we're just building towards Melbourne. All systems go. So
Exciting stuff.
Boom.
12th of October, 1 month away. A little bit further down the line, Sissi Bergman. You're running
Yes.
New York, and you're also raising money
I
as
am.
well, right? I want
Yeah.
to talk about this
Correct.
riseagainsthunger.org.
Correct.
But this is your second major.
Second major, very
Share
excited.
with us.
I was very lucky to get a spot kind of through work. So I work at
Shout out Zambrero.
Shout out to Zambrero, which going to share something very exciting as well shortly. But yeah, so through work, Zambrero has something called the Plate for Plate initiative. So when you buy a burrito or a bowl at any Zambrero, online, in store, we donate a meal, and these meals then get distributed globally. So it can be South America, Philippines, South Africa, just within regions where this organization called Rise Against Hunger do incredible work on the ground there. And essentially the donations get translated into meals. And these meals go to predominantly a lot of early childhood development centers, where essentially when the meals get donated, then the schools don't need to pay for food for the kids, and they can reinvest that into the schools. They also have amazing sustainable agricultural programs. So yeah, feeling really excited. So they, their head office is based in the US. They get some New York City Marathon tickets to get people fundraising. And essentially I got a spot to run with their Rise and Stride team, which I'm really pumped for, and feels like a really exciting opportunity. And even more so with the fact that I get to talk about the program, the initiative, and then raise donations as well. So we've had an interesting training block. I had a little bit of holiday kind of dabbled in there, and lesson learned that I moved a few sessions around because there was a bit of travel involved, some back-to-back hard sessions that was not in the block, but I decided to do them anyways and got myself a little bit of a niggle. So trust the plan. Hear it from me. Rather than doing back-to-back hard sessions, if you have to miss a session, you're better off doing that than pushing yourself to your limit. But it's fine. We're managing okay. I'm quite good at understanding what my body needs when it feels a little bit niggly, and just taking the right steps to recovering properly. So I'm back running again and feeling good, but just not kind of gassing myself as much as I was before. So just want to get to the start line feeling excited and ready, and yeah.
Love that.
Feeling
We're
pumped.
going to have you on again before New York so we can maybe
Yes.
chat about it in more detail. But for
Yeah.
anyone who does want to donate, I think
Yes.
Instagram's probably the best place.
Correct.
Link in your
My
bio.
link is in the bio. Honestly, anything $5, $2, whatever you can afford would be incredible. As I said, the donations go directly towards the meals donated, and it is true impact. It is great impact. So anything that people can donate is hugely appreciated.
Love that. Well,
Big.
excited to see how you go in the build,
Thank
all of the
you.
raising of the money for that
Thank
great
you.
initiative. So
Appreciate it.
great stuff. Do we want to chat announcement as well? There is a
Drum roll.
a brief announcement. It's not a
maybe sponsored by Zambrero.
There we go.
Yeah,
There's
shout
the
out,
drum roll.
There
shout
you
out
go.
Zambrero supporting me
that.
in the Melbourne build.
Talk about it. What are we doing? Because there's a very fun video that is to come.
Yeah, there's-
Spoiler alert.
Watch this
But that might be
space.
live by the time this is live.
Maybe
So
you
Yeah.
get to watch me make a burrito.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the best.
I would say Cam is a very fast runner. I don't know how much of a fast burrito roller he is.
No, definitely not my.
But you know
Forte.
what? I have to say he looks great in green.
He
Yeah,
does.
there you
It's
go.
true.
exactly.
great in
So
green.
He
Yeah.
came to dinner the other night
Yeah.
in a green hood, like the Zambrero hoodie and hat combo.
Yeah.
Love
yeah,
it. Love
just-
it.
yeah,
Love it.
The hat didn't sound very long, but I thought I'd play up
The
the gag.
Zambrero combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Canberra.
So,
Now we're
Cambrero, Zambrero.
Zambrero,
Exactly.
the Zam Cam. Now we're pumped to be partnering with Cam and just supporting him on his build. The partnership feels right. We've got, amazing products to fuel all the runners out there and to fuel
love how
them
awkward
before
he is about this. It's great.
Get
before
yourself-
the hard sessions.
get yourself a it feels like an ad. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, it's unreal. It's good to have some support and yeah, appreciate it massively. Obviously, yeah, just being a plotter trying to compete with the big dogs, it is expensive. All these talks about getting back from injury,
100%.
massages, physio, all that sort of stuff, it adds up quick. So yeah, I'm really appreciative. And hopefully can repay that with some results in Melbourne.
You
is where
will.
we are hoping to be.
Look, we're just stoked for you. Whatever the result is, we're proud of you.
So
Thank
not
you so
only
much.
if you buy a bowl, are you helping the great initiative you spoke about before, but you're
Yeah.
also helping this guy, which is just a
100%.
little
Fund the
cherry on the
dream.
cake,
Yeah.
Massive.
I would say. So
Big.
get around a burrito or a bowl.
Yeah.
We also have a shout out to Truffello sauce, which is truffle and chipotle.
Wow,
Okay.
okay.
What the
It is
helly?
delicious.
There you
It
go.
sounds
Okay.
like your fuel of choice before.
Yeah,
what was
yeah,
what
yeah.
was the
Yeah.
you had a caramel swirl gel option?
Oh yeah, the caramel.
Oh, yeah.
macchiato.
Yeah.
Caramel macchiato, there's some
Great.
interesting
Yeah.
flavors.
Yeah.
Truffello
Yeah.
gel
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah. There you
It
go.
is delicious.
So,
Lovely stuff. Big.
not my buy, but it could be.
Not you buy yet. Zambrero. They sponsor Gold Coast in the AFL.
Gold Coast Suns
Who
and the
else?
Sharks.
And the Sharks.
Cronulla
And
Sharks.
then
Yeah.
Cameron Merrick.
Yeah.
And
So
Cameron
Wow, what a
Merrick.
lineup,
Three.
mate.
And
Don't know
Perth,
if quite big three.
Perth
but
Glory
and
as
Perth
well.
Glory nail it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Some fourth.
Yeah, but you are the
Classic.
first,
Yeah.
the very first athlete single sponsorship person we've ever done.
Just say fourth again,
So-
Sissi, and that's
That's
fine.
fine.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
fourth.
Anyway, enough about me.
Lovely,
Buzzing.
lovely
Happy to have him on
stuff.
board.
Great stuff. We'll be chatting more about all of that to come. As I mentioned, we're going to jump into buy sell.
Yes.
Kris, what you got?
Buy, sell. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell.
That
I'm
is-
selling
that
this
is the segment.
licorice.
Oh,
Salt licorice.
Tough.
Look at Sissi's face. I'm going to have another one.
Yeah, go on.
tough.
Delicious.
That really, it felt like I'd been dumped in the surf. It felt like I
Good.
got salt up my
Good.
nose, and I don't even know.
Good.
See, Rien can't even have it without,
I did. I will have it later, but I will.
Delicious.
I enjoyed it. Real talk.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm selling it.
Thank you.
No offense.
Sis,
I am selling just hustle culture.
Interesting.
I know it's very it's been on my mind lately. I don't like it. I like the grind and the work and the mahi, but I don't like
Live
the
slow.
hustle culture.
talk to us about the line, because I don't think I'm hustle culture, but I
No.
definitely stay back at the office very late. So what's your definition of
I
it?
think it's more of maybe how
The only way to be successful is to wake up at 5
Correct.
and to go to bed at 11. And
correct. I'm all about working hard and putting the work in, but I think it's when it becomes like quite toxic and unachievable, and
It's all about balance.
it's all about balance. But I think it's more when it's sort of being pushed on to other people that this is the only way of living.
Yeah, right.
That's
of-
where it becomes quite frustrating and quite
One of my
negative.
good friends is an artist, and in her bio on Instagram, it says, "Chasing my dreams as slowly as possible."
Yeah, love that. That's great.
So good.
I just
Shout
think
out
it's
to Amanda
more
Jones.
let everyone deals with life differently. So it's more just stick to what works best for you. If you want to work hard and grind, amazing. And that things go in seasons, that we don't always
Yeah.
need to be hustling. I think it's okay just to just, I don't know. And then, don't put your own perceptions of how we should be living on to other people as well. But I'm selling it. It's out.
So yeah,
It's gone.
California.
go to Cam.
I had many thoughts on this, but yeah, I'm just going to go back to what I spoke about before. Just contextualizing rest and having had to do it. I just think giving yourself, changing how you view missing stuff and resting, and really being conscious of your body. I think it's so easy to force that line and think. I spoke to a bunch of people this week who have been going through little niggles and things like that, and just it's so easy to spiral when you have some kind of injury or something flare up. That first off, really prioritize treatment and getting the right sort of work in. It's not just going to fix itself overnight necessarily, but giving yourself, there's a fine line between like not missing sessions and recovery. And I think as you go contextualize, like I've sort of had to recontextualize, as I said, how I frame training and recovery. And I think that is something that for me is something new. But yeah, giving yourself the time to recover when it's something that actually is, something you need to stop from, because at the end of the day, there's no point, getting 2 extra sessions in 4 weeks out and then not being right on the day. It's availability is the best ability. And if you can't run, then it doesn't matter how fit you are.
Point?
So yeah, making sure that as you get into a block, I know most people are sort of probably coming out of Sydney, but your discipline that you treat your training with and you treat your hitting your splits and hitting your times and hitting whatever has to be carried over to your recovery and how well you treat your recovery. The biggest thing for me, probably the summary, is recovery but sleep. The last 2 weeks or week and a half, probably also by doing less training, but has been the best probably 2 weeks of sleep I've had in at least 12 months. So that's probably made a big difference in how quickly I could get back. But yeah, really prioritizing sleep, doing all the little extra bits. All the auxiliaries around running is what I'm buying. So
Eating burritos.
exactly, eating burritos. Yeah, feeling well.
Recharging with Rise.
Exactly. Yeah. No free ads.
Respect. Love that. I mean, funnily enough, mine was going to be similar. I think delaying that gratification of you've done so much work. For me, running the Sydney Marathon, I had to take a few weeks off, spoken about that, but then only one run since. And a lot of people, our good friend Alla, wouldn't want to take that amount of time off. But if you've got issues that you're dealing with, which for me was that Achilles, which I haven't felt since the marathon, which has been great, but I would just physically run down. And I think I was sick, even last week on the recording of that pod, maybe wasn't my best one hosting, so to speak, but I was still quite run down from that, and I've still got the sniffles somewhat, albeit I feel completely fine. That's for me. I even made a video about it this week, so you might see that on your Instagrams. Videos are back. I hadn't done a
Watch this space.
little vid for a while, so there you go. But if I was going to pick a brand new one that wasn't off the back of that, it would be that the Premier League is back this weekend. Liverpool are top of the league. And
Let's
I'm
go.
excited.
Pew, pew, pew.
I'm excited to see that. That's all. Any other final thoughts?
No.
None.
Thanks for all the support. Thanks to the people sharing, listening.
Oh, huge.
Shout out.
Yeah.
There's some great
Shout
ones.
out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christy Too Good, Brit. I mean, there's been
Murray
some
Boyd.
great.
Sophie Whitehead.
There you go, Sophie. Yeah, people are putting them in
She's
there.
also doing the
In their
Sharing.
Stravas.
tag us
sharing
if
it
you're,
there.
if
Yeah.
you are.
If you listen on a long run,
Yeah.
put it in your Strava and tag us, and we'll get around it.
That's it.
100%.
Or even on Instagram.
And thank you
get
to
the
Aid
word
Station.
Thank you to Aid Station.
Get the word out.
Very much so. Use that code. Fuel yourself
Gorilla.
well. I don't know where you can get
Shout
these
out
in
to Young
Australia,
and Roll. You
The
cannot.
trash.
but
The trash.
you can get some from Kris Farrenkothen, who lives at. That's been Never Run Alone.
Yes.
Come one, come all, come running. Woo! See you next week. Good stuff. Very good. Well done, sis.
Thanks, team.
Crushed it.
That was amazing, as always.
Thank you, Cecile.
Thank you.